All right, people, we have finally made it. It is time for the finals, the championship to win it all. We have our final battle of the Battle Hub Draft League, and I am not alone here. I am joined by my fellow commissioner, the former owner and co-creator of the Battle Hub Draft League, none other than Biradu, aka Viradu. How's it going, my friend? How's it going?
I'm doing good, thank you. Hello and welcome everyone to the finals analysis for BHDL. I'm excited to be here and be sharing this with you all, guys.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got to do this with you because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've ever played in anything with our voices together, right? To my
Yeah,
knowledge.
this is probably the first time. I'm not the
Hey,
most. I'm really timid with my voice, so that's why.
hey, I can't tell you sound great to me, but I am not. But if as if we couldn't get any better, I am also joined by my first ever opponent in a draft league battle on YouTube. My week 9 opponent, and a former semi-finalist here as well. We have none other than Al, aka Abomination. How's it going, my friend?
It's going good, and yes, bonjour. I am Abomination, and welcome back to the PHDL. Good. I'm very excited for this.
Nice. This is an epic crossover of all proportions. And not only that, we're here to talk about one of the, I would say, probably one of the toughest matches of this entire season. We've got the classic Raymon makes it all the way to finals, as you guys can see. And not only that, he's made it with his mascot, the Mammal Swan himself. But we'll see if they're doubting themselves too much in the finals. And then across from him, we have the Leaf Agent Scorpion, the former runner-up from the last season, and he's coming back to try to win it all this time. So this is a very, very just balls to the wall matchup. So what do you? Let me get you guys' thoughts. What are y'all thinking? Just as a reaction to just the playoffs in general, just the bracket. How do you guys think everything turned out?
I'm excited. I'm really ecstatic to watch this unfold. Both Ray and Scorp are probably my closest friends here, and I'm really happy they made it all the way to the finals. It's going to be really exciting.
There we go.
And for me, these two are really kind of the ones that I noticed were, because obviously I'm new here, but right away I noticed that both of these guys are really good. I've never seen them play each other before, personally. I'm sure you guys have. So I'm eager to see what it will turn out to be.
So there you go. Yeah, so for Al, I guess we could give you some context. To my knowledge, I know they've played at least twice before. Have they played any more than that, Biradu?
I really can't remember. I do remember the last time they played, Ray missed a Thunder Wave on
Very
Iron
crucial
Valiant.
Thunderwave miss. Yes, that was a very big
Yeah,
thing.
but I can't.
That was in the
Actually,
semifinals
I
last
actually can't
season.
remember. Yeah, but who won that? I think it was a Scorpion. Yeah, because he made it to the
Scorpion won
finals.
to make it, yeah. And then the other time, if I'm not mistaken, would have been in season 2, and that was when his Oricorio managed to actually live Baxcalibur's Glaive Rush on 1 HP, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a 50-50 roll. So once again, Scorpions, like I said last time in the for the semifinals preview, Scorpions got to beat the Hacks allegations. Which, I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm sorry to say it. He unfortunately did not beat the allegations whenever he faced Owl because that Stone Edge missed. But maybe let's see if we can he can redeem that. Because I know as a man who's hacked a bunch of people, I keep trying to redeem myself, and it just never works out. So I certainly haven't beaten any hacks allegations over here.
I'm just gonna
And
open the. I hope the battle is like clean. I hope it's not
you know,
decided by
we
somebody.
always hope for that. We always hope for that. But unfortunately, sometimes we never get what we ask for around here. It's just how the
Unless it happens
PHDL
to
goes.
That's the way.
Elephant.
That's the game we play.
That
At the
is
end of
the
the day.
game we play. Sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that things happen and you can't do much about it. But as long as you can shake your hand with your opponent after the game and say, you know what, GG's, then it's all good. So with that, we're
Absolutely.
Nice.
going to This was a cool thing that Biradu brought up, showing off the stats for each of these teams, just to kind of get like a idea of how both the teams did over the course of the season. So, yeah, one big thing to note is that because obviously the for each of the thumbnails, the Pokemon that's represented the team has been their team or the kill leader, and for a while it was Mamoswine, but for Raymon. Just recently, because of that Captain B-Nard game, Terapagos shot from 8 kills to 12. So now it's actually Terapagos that's the kill leader for him. So I thought that was interesting. But you guys got any thoughts on these stats here?
Wait, Biradu, go ahead and go first. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Abum. No problem.
Me? Okay. I am very impressed with Delphox. I know it's a Terra Captain, but still 10 kills is a lot for 9 points, I think it is. And Zapdos as well. Just looking at, I also like it, but Palafin, 17 kills doesn't surprise me, although apparently in the PHDL, Palafin does not do that good
It's
normally.
the first time ever. I mean, first time making it to playoffs, the first time being the kill leader. It's a season of first for Palafin.
And and then very team focused on Raymond's side. He has a lot of spread kills everywhere, except for the Terapagos. He's the only one with a double digit. And then Wheezing didn't kill anything yet, despite it exploding like a few times now.
I don't know why. Oh, yeah. That explosion didn't kill. That was a tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I find really interesting here is that they both used all his mons like multiple times, except for that Clawitzer who joined the party a little late. And really good team effort on Ray's side, and the kills are more focused on certain mons on Scorpion side. But I'm really surprised about that Zapdos scoreboard. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be 10-2. Usually you run Zapdos like more defensively, and I think at least 3 of his kills were like pivoting out of mons. So that's really interesting to see, in my opinion.
I was thinking that too. The fact that Zapdos has the same kills as Delphox, the Terra Captain, which, while it is a Delphox, it is still a Terra Captain, and he's running very offensive. So the fact that this usually defensive Pokemon is, although he has run Zapdos offensive several times, so it does make
Certainly
sense,
has.
but it is crazy. So yeah, and Ogerpon too. I would have expected Ogerpon to be a little bit better, but 8 kills still nothing to be shy about. Revroom even has 6 kills too. So
If
yeah,
this is completely updated, then 2 of those Ogerpon kills are against me in the semifinals.
oh wow, so that's 25% of it kills just from the semifinals. Wow.
So
Mhm.
you're telling me that 2 Ogerpons, I mean, my Ogerpon didn't do so well against you. It did well against Captain B-Nard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I won't talk about my team. I'm good. Ogerpon's good against me, so that's all I'll say.
True. It is crazy that the Ogerpon that made it is Cornerstone and not Hearthflame or Wellspring, but we won't talk about that. But I think that it's
Yeah.
just that this is a testament to Scorpion just having you look at the team like Zapdos, Ting-Lu, even like a Violite Primeape. He's got a bunch of bulky Pokemon along with like Klefki that can set screens. I think, and Palafin itself is super bulky, so yeah, I think this is just a matter of just like some of these mons that you might not expect to be getting the kills and things that they do. I think it's like a chain reaction, It's like they're all like holding hands in friendship and supporting each other. You know what I mean?
Yes. I gotta say, I really like both their teams overall. Like, I'm a fan of both of them.
Yeah, I knew when Scorpion drafted that team, I was like, man, I think any team with Ting-Lu has my respect, And he's got the Delphox too, my first starter Pokemon, so I knew that was going to be a solid team. And Ray's team, I mean, I love the Latios. He's got the Terra Blade. weren't we, Bird, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't we having like a debate about whether or not to allow Terra Blaziken along with like Terra Inteleon? I think that was one of the ones we were iffy
Uh,
about.
I can't remember. I don't think we ever talked about Terra Blaziken. We actually
Really?
like shrugged it off when we banned
We
Speed Boost.
did. I feel like maybe I had some reservations, but I just kept them to myself. I don't know. Because looking back
I
on
mean,
it is. Then again, I mean, 7 kills. It's not like it's the best Pokemon on his team. I mean, it does very well, but you'd have thought that. Um, I think mainly because he uses it as a cleanup Pokemon, so it's getting like 1 to 2 kills at the end usually.
yeah. So I know was really excited to draft Blaziken, and I think he's run both Scarf and AV multiple times this season. Um, I don't think the mod is broken with Terra by any means. I think Ray has used it really well.
I think
I
he's
remember
used.
he
Yeah,
he actually brought like max special defense AV against me to tank TU, which I thought was really clever on his side.
yeah. I mean, he brought that set to also wall B-Nard's expanding force from Azel, not Azel, from Indeedee. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, I think yeah, Raymond's definitely he uses his mons in ways that you wouldn't expect, and it throws you off. So that's part of a big reason of why he's such a good player, in my opinion. But yeah, any other thoughts before we get to the matchup in itself between the two?
Um. No, not me.
not me here.
All right. One other thing I will quickly say though is that please correct me if I'm wrong, Biradu. The person who get at least if we still do the logo change like we did last time for Necrozma, it's the whoever's the kill leader, right?
Yeah, it's the kill
Okay,
leader who's going to get a new logos. So
right.
probably
So
here
most
we're
likely
going to be looking
Paladin,
at Battlefield.
but in the event that Terapagos gets all 6 kills, which is very unlikely to happen, but it could, then it could be Terapagos.
It
That'd be
needs
crazy.
all
So
6 kills,
We have to 6
and
0 him with
Palafin can't
Terapagos.
get a kill. Yeah, 6-0, and Palafin can't. Yeah, I guess if he
Well, I guess
six,
it
well,
didn't.
he
It
needs to. He
technically
needs
doesn't. Technically, it doesn't have to be 6-0. He just has to get all 6 kills and win.
right. That's true. And then he also has to prevent Palafin from killing anything,
Yes, that too. He has to. Yeah,
which is
he has to shut
I
out the
can't do it.
Palafin.
I can't do it. I personally
so
have never killed it. I've never killed a Palafin before in my life.
I like the baby form. So we should
Yeah.
probably have the baby form on the
Yes,
on the logo.
please,
Really,
please.
All right, we'll see
Oh,
what Scorp says. All right, so with that, we are going to finally get into this matchup: Raymond versus Scorpion. So, who wants to lead us off here?
I think I can lead you off with this.
All right, what you got?
So we were talking about the possibility of Terapagos getting sneaking into the logo, but I think that's really hard this week. It's not like last week for Raymond where Cap didn't have many resistances to Terra Starstorm. Uh, Scorpion actually has quite a few in the form of Ogerpon and Mimikyu and Revaprune and actually Klefki. So he has two steel types which can tank it pretty well. But I want to go a little a little earlier to talk about the playstyle of these two guys. So I prepped with them throughout the whole season, and I think both approach the preparation and the playstyle they have really differently. So Ray is really thorough with his preparation. He actually starts preparing as soon as he finishes the last week battle, and he goes like through probably 5 or 6 iterations. He's constantly calculating things to make his team look way better than it was before. And Scorpion, on the other hand, is more like Abomination, who I know preps like really late into the week. But actually, Scorpion preps 2 or 3 days before the battle, and he doesn't change much. He usually goes with the first thing he thinks about, and it's done really well for him. And in game, I think Scorpion is more aggressive. This team is not that aggressive. He usually runs like hyper offense. This is more like bulky offense, and but he's what I don't really like much about Scorpion is that he gets really nervous in clutch situations. So that could come really bad for him in the finals. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Raymon, on the other hand, is really calm and collected. He's really good at thinking things and adapting to plays, and that thing could be could be really good for him in the finals. He's done it before 2 times, and Scorpion is going to have to uh, to make good use of his skills here to tackle on Raymond.
Yeah, absolutely. Al, what are your thoughts?
To follow up on that is Raymond, the way he talks, it's like it doesn't really matter to him whether or not he wins this. So I feel like that's going to help him relax a lot more, just to follow through on what you were saying. Now, am I talking about the matchup right away, or am I just talking about the players?
Hey, you can talk about both. You have the floor, my friend.
All right. Well, I've only played each of them once. Or sorry, actually, I played Scorpion twice, I guess. So I don't know them that well and how they play. So Biradu's analysis seemed pretty good to me. But looking at the guys they have, I see on Raymond's side, he's got 1 resistance to rock. So, and an Ogerpon Cornerstone, I think, should have a good time because it's faster and almost than a lot of his team's speed ties, obviously, with the 110 with Latios and the other Ogerpon, which, by the way, 2 Ogerpon, no matter what Ogerpon is, a champion in this season. Obviously, Mamoswine.
All 4 Ogerpons made it to the semis. Oh, wait, no, not quite. But they were all there.
No, Hardflame didn't.
Penelope. Yeah,
Right.
Penelope was that one. And the Mamoswine on Ray's side, it has the potential here. If it's like a Trailblaze Mamoswine, maybe it can get +1, outspeed everything on Scorpion's team, and he doesn't really have a perfect switch in, although he could have like a Magnet Rise Klefki, maybe, to stop Mamoswine from doing something. For doing too much, rather. Let's see. Obviously, Palafin is good, but Ray does have, at least he has something with Water Absorb in the Lantern. That's such a big help against Palafin. Obviously, let's see. Zapdos, what does Zapdos do? Flying is neutral. I'm just looking at because how I analyze is I look at the overall type weaknesses. That's really how the biggest thing. And you're right, Biradu, his normal resistance. Terapagos probably won't run away with this game. If it does, I'll be very surprised, because he also has Terra Ghost Primeape if he wants another immunity to normal. Revavroom is... He could try to bring Toxic Spikes with Revavroom. He could try to do that.
Yeah, because Gray's only poison type usually wants to run Levitate, so it's really hard for him to get rid of those things.
Exactly. And he doesn't have, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Terapagos is his only way to like
only way to remove hazards, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, he's got a lot of ghost types. I noticed Scorpion, though, so many ways to set hazards, but he very rarely does it. I noticed that about him.
When he does it, he goes all out there.
Yeah, he's like, I thought he was going to hazard stack me. That's what I thought was going to happen in the semifinals. He didn't bring a single one. Tinglu didn't even show up.
I honestly kind of predicted he might do that, because having fought your Great Tusk, I didn't want to let that thing get a rapid spin off. I didn't want to give it a chance.
I know. It's really hard, though. I noticed. Kind of hard, but anyway. Let's see. I need to look at the Terra Captain types, even though I know them. I'm talking about. How good is Blaziken? Speed tiers, by the way. Speed tiers are They're kind of close. Scorpion's team is very fast. It's very fast.
It's
It
got two
is. So
100s.
one thing I noticed about the speed tiers is actually they're really even, but there's something about that Mamoswine that could actually run Adamant versus Scorp, because
Ah,
the slower mons are Klefki, which has Prankster and actually doesn't want to be fast and can't hit Mamoswine, and Tiglu, which will never outspeed Mamoswine.
that's
Um,
true.
yeah, so that Mamoswine really looks
Yeah.
terrifying for Scorpion.
It really
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
It does have two
He
base
could.
110s though that can outrun most of the team in speed time with Ogerpon. But it's like after the Tinkaton, they just start to fall off like 85, 80, 80. They just drop off. But I mean, yeah, the Trailblaze Mammo could start going in. And it is interesting how they both have 121 speed Pokemon with Regenerator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
one is a little better than the other though.
Absolutely.
I personally I like Tornadus as a Pokemon way more. I don't mind Cyclizar, but
Yep.
Yeah. So what you said is about the toxic spikes. I could see it going both ways actually. So is so if Scorp, I mean, if Ray sets toxic spikes, Scorp might not bring that Revavroom, although it looks decent against, I think, the Terrapagos. But if he doesn't, he can pull out like a Captain's B-Nard, poisoning all his team, which would
good.
be
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. I mean, I spotted that weakness early on. That's why I wanted to do it versus him. I was like, this is the only way that I win. I need to T-spike this man, but I didn't have the chance. But B-Nard executed it perfectly. So if he could do it again, but having done it that time, I'm not sure if Scorpion's going to allow that to happen to him again. But we'll see though.
So
If he oversees
there's a
it,
world.
overlooks it.
There's
There's
a
definitely a
world
world
I
where
see like
Cyclizar dies early and
yeah,
he's able to get a T-spike up mid-game.
yeah, and Revavroom actually could be like uh, Air Balloon. So if it decides to bring Air Balloon to like try to counter that Mamoswine, it cannot remove the T spikes.
Yep.
So
Ah,
yes,
that's
that's
true.
something that can come up.
Does he have a Poison Terra? I don't think he does. No, he doesn't.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hmm. You know, the Clawitzer is actually not so bad either. It's actually not even. It has a decent matchup actually. I like
Wish you could
Clawitzer.
tear it, because then it could really break that Tinglu.
Yeah, but just looking at Scorpion's water resistance, it's got a Cyclizar, which I mean it could take stuff with an Assault Vest, and then Palafin, and then any time you can hurt Palafin, it's good. Annoying, hate it.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, Glowitzer. Maybe it comes. It's only came to one battle now, but maybe this is the week for him to shine.
maybe.
Yeah, I actually had written down something about Terrapagos. I think Ray needs to bring that thing. I think he didn't bring it 1 week and he regretted it. I think he didn't bring it against you.
That's correct. It did not show up against
Yeah.
me, and he brought Luminion instead.
Right.
Fine by
Yeah,
me.
so we were talking about that after your battle, and he said like, I'm not leaving Terrapagos back anymore again. So
I mean, yeah, he was so
that
proud of it
thing
when
is
he
definitely
drafted it. I mean, he had to text Brandon an apology. Be like, I'm sorry, Brandon, but I'm taking this Terrapagos.
yeah.
Good.
Crazy how that thing got to third round unpicked.
Yep.
It got to third round. Okay, I didn't remember that happening, but that is incredible.
It is.
Ah,
So
what do I not?
yeah.
Let's
So
see if I
what I noticed, what I also noticed is that well, you mentioned it, Alvin, that Scorpion can actually hazard stack the heck out of Raymon here, because that thing cannot hit so hard the spin blockers like Terra Ghost Primeape could be good there. Cannot
Yeah,
punish them.
Yep.
and uh, Mimikyu even. I think it can kind of maybe threaten Terapagos a little bit, especially if he comes
Yeah.
in for free on a rapid spin and he still has a disguise. But I don't think Ray's gonna let that happen. He
Yeah.
won't.
So knowing Ray, he's really aware of his weaknesses, and I remember I can tell you many stories about what I talked with Ray throughout this season because we talked a lot, and I remember that game where I think it was Emerald who was spoon block Rowder with Annihilate, and that was painful to watch. And Ray mentioned something about it, and he said. I mean, he's really aware that he cannot rapid spin in front of a ghost type that can punish him. So he's learned throughout this season. I've seen his learning process. He's really good, but he keeps learning new things as he watches battles. So that's interesting to me.
If but I can teach him something because I definitely am trying to learn from him all the time. Battles.
Yeah,
It's funny to me when you throw Annihilate in front of anything that could have rapid. That made me laugh every time he did it. It's just, it's funny.
Hey, at least I finally got to do that because having a proper spin blocker in comparison to my UNPL run, at least that was the success of the team was Annihilate. Annihilate, and I think Annihilate probably did even better than Greninja, honestly. I know it did in terms of kills, but just in terms of the actual battle, I think Annihilate was definitely the highlight of the team. But yeah, I wonder, screens don't look too bad here. This Klefki could definitely be a menace.
That's another thing. I don't think Scorpion likes Klefki. Like, there's so many times that I thought he was going to happen, or thought he was going to bring it, but he just didn't. I don't think he
I
actually
was
likes
telling
it.
him, yeah, maybe he doesn't. I was telling him, like, listen, man, this Klefki has actually put in some work for you. I think you've been underestimating this thing. And he was like, yeah, but, I just would prefer the steel type. And I was like, yeah, I get that, but, that, I was back in the days of, you guys all play X and Y, right? When Klefki was first
Yep.
released. Back in the days
Oh.
when Swagger, Thunderwave, Power Play was legal. That thing was a menace. When they had anything goes, they put in 6 Klefkis and they just Prankster Thunderwave the whole team. It was crazy.
Klefki's so annoying, man. I'm surprised.
I feel like this
tried
one
to-
was the reason why they changed Thunderwave's accuracy to 90, if not also Thunderous.
Yeah, it's crazy that he hasn't tried to set up, knowing how much he likes like hyper offense. Klefki has really good setup sets, which work really well into some teams. I think he
Didn't
was
you
trying
use
to
one of those sets? I feel like in one of the prior seasons because I think you also had a Klefki
Yeah,
at some point.
I tried to do it with against Arcaniner, but that dude crit me with something and I couldn't set up.
Always the
before I-
crits. Always
Yeah,
the crits. Anytime you try to set up, you get a crit.
but
I think
actually,
the only
like,
time that didn't happen was Pokemaster versus Lazyboi.
yeah. So Klefki actually is kind of a solution against Mamoswine. If he runs like Magnet Rise, that thing actually works Mamoswine really well.
Yep,
And
Yeah.
foul play.
looking at the type matchup there, he's going to need whatever thing he can get to try to stop that thing.
For sure.
And
We'll see.
also,
I think that if Ogerpon can get a Trailblaze off, I mean, it can kind of just start going in.
which Ogrepon are you talking about here?
Oh, I guess that accounts for both. Well, I'm mainly talking about the Cornerstone.
Yep, for sure.
I guess
Nice.
it really only
Cornerstone.
has to outspeed the Tornadus, but that's an important mon to outspeed.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Potential Scarf Lottie.
Tornadus kind of has a hard time because what does it do to Zapdos? Like, what does it do? I guess it could nasty plot, but then, like, you do a lot of damage and you die instantly. I think Tornadus has a hard time here. I think.
That is true.
And if you U-turn on the Zapdos, you risk being static. So it's just, like, it's a hard time. But I did
Yeah.
notice that Raymon, he does not have a dark type. So if Klefki is like a stored power set, that could be something maybe.
Oh,
That would be
too. Oh, I
cool.
thought you were just talking about Prankster in general, because I definitely thought that B-Nard was going to bring Grimmsnarl against Raymond for the lack of dark types to have some Prankster shenanigans, but that didn't come.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
definitely think that Klefki can do a lot here.
It could. But I don't expect it just because he doesn't like Klefki at all.
I actually do expect it because it also walls Latios super well.
That's true.
And Tinkaton as well. So I
And
think
if it's,
Klefki is a really nice
Then what's
league
Klefki
against-
doing to Tinkaton?
I mean, it can tank
I guess it
hits and
stake.
paralyze it. I mean,
Paralyze it, stack hazards on it, yeah.
So he's obviously not gonna. It's not gonna hurt it much, but. And it can run Covert Cloak to ignore the Luster Purge special defense drop if he really wants to stop Latios.
true. It does seem though that Klefki will need like 11 moves to tackle on Raymond's team.
He does have a bit of 4 move slot syndrome here.
Yeah. But I mean, you had to do something against that Mamoswine, and Klefki does seem like a decent answer to it.
It does. Yep. I think, yeah, Mamoswine has the potential, but I think there's ways around it. I think if he thinks of them, or if maybe he just watches this video, and that's a good idea. But I doubt that, and he probably already has a plan.
Yeah, if I had to guess, if he hasn't built his team already, I know that Scorpion probably will be right now. And I know Raymond's already got his squad ready to go.
Yeah, he had it ready to go. Like
He had it ready to go the minute after B-Nard, after he battled B-Nard.
Yeah. Sometimes he has like 3 teams ready to go, like during the regular season. I don't know how he does it, but he does. I can't channel in
Lots of fresh start mochis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so dudes, it's also really he jumps ahead really early as well because he trains his team and then he changes it and he has to retrain the team all over again. So
Why wouldn't he wait till like I would wait until I understand because I prep like maybe a few days after my last one. I start and then I change over the course of the week, but I always wait to get the mons ready until right before. Just because.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well. But I mean, he really likes playing the game, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I just noticed this. The only resistance to Ghost on Raymond's team is Terapagos, so Primeape. It has potential as well, and Terapagos obviously doesn't want to take a fighting move if its Terra Shell is broken. So Primeape has a potential here as well, although it's not very fast. I mean, it gets outsped by 3 things.
So, and you don't have many chances to set up on things as well, because from what I've learned about Ray is that he really likes like fast anchors, so he can trap slower mons trying to set up on him. And I think Tinkaton can run anchor.
Tinkaton is definitely going to stop it.
Tinkaton can, and Ogerpon definitely can. I've seen that. I've typed that out so many times for my Suicune. It's like, okay, Ogerpon's just going to turn off my Suicune. So there it goes.
Did you face all 4 Ogerpons?
Every single time there was an Ogerpon, it showed up. Every single time. So yes, I did. I got the week 1 was the fire one. Week 3, I fought Raymond, which is the teal mask. Week 8 was Scorpion, and then you, Biradu, in the quarterfinals, and then Scorpion again. So 5 Ogerpons. It won't go away.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of Ogerpons.
And if I won semifinals, I would face Ray again with another Ogerpon.
They just keep coming. It's like Squidward with the alarm clock.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in
Yeah.
UNPL, that's why they only want. But you see, limiting it to just like once somebody picks one Ogerpon, the rest get cut off. I think that's a bit too extreme. But I don't know, maybe having 2 of them. But I just like having the
That's what
option for them all.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit much. I was already when there were 2 Urshifu, I was like Urshifu showing up all the time, and then this came out, and now it's here everywhere. But it's fine. At least I like it way better than Urshifu. I don't like Urshifu. Yeah.
So would you guys like be able to predict what these 2 guys are going to bring to the battle?
It's really hard. It's really hard to.
I mean,
I feel
if
like
you were a Scorpion, would you leave Palafin out, considering that Lantern that like really was you really well, or is it too crazy to think a world without Palafin?
I don't know. I'd have to see. I'd have to look at the damage.
I mean,
I
I know
assume
though,
Palafin
if
can hurt
Scorpion
it.
thinks the way I think, I would think I just need to get rid of the Lantern, and then I can start going in with Palafin. So if he can manage to break it with hazards, at least that's the way I would play it. Because I mean, it's not impossible. He has an Ogre Pond there that can what's it called? Hit it with a Horn Leech or something like that. And then well, if it does Terra, now he's left him. Oh wait, no, the fucking ability I forgot. Okay, so the Lantern might be a little bit tough with the Terra, but I don't think it's impossible to break it.
And personally, I do not think that he leaves Palafin on the bench. If he does, I want him to bring it because I want to see it suffer. That's all.
You want to see the Palafin go down.
I do. I want to see it retract into its pathetic little Pokeball after losing consciousness.
Goodness,
Really
that's a little bit
hate
extreme, but okay. We'll take it.
I mean, he needs that Palafin good to deal with the Maboswine as well. So otherwise,
Yeah.
it will be really hard.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what I'm thinking. If it gets a Trailblaze up, it's not that big of a deal for Scorpion. He can always just threaten it with a Jet Punch later. So I guess I'm wrong. That's a second thought, maybe. Mamoswine still looks amazing, but I don't think it can sweep until Palafin's gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. At least Palafin is kind of like a what's it called? Backstop
Safe
against Mamoswine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, if I had to pick
like
Scorpions, I would say, let's see, Palafin, Ogerpon, Primeape, Klefki, Ting-Lu, maybe. And you gotta bring the Cycle Star just in case. I don't know, maybe. It's tough. I can see a lot of things, but then you have to leave the Zapdos. But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
he can't leave the Zapdos. I don't think so. Otherwise, like he's got no switch into a ground type move.
Well, then he's
Yeah,
running
yeah.
the 50. That is true. Yeah, but then I just feel like it's just ice. He's gonna just Ice Steel Crash. But at least it forces the 50-50 on the Twitch.
It does. And if he's like Choice Scarf or something, and he doesn't bring a ground switch in, then he's in trouble.
Oof, that is true. So yeah, definitely bring Zapdos just in case.
But on the other hand,
Good Klefki, but with the Magnarize. Go ahead, Beardy.
yeah, on the other hand, Ray has Tinkaton to switch into Ogerpon. Although that thing learns Stomping Tantrum, but that move's not that.
It's only
doesn't hit
75
that
base
hard.
power, and it's not stab, so
Yeah. But I can see like a Sword Stance or Trailblaze set on Ogerpon doing really well against Ray. Probably Trailblaze to try to outspeed those mons at higher speeds.
yeah. I mean, we'll see if he can keep it sturdy intact. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
I always forget. Yeah, it has Sturdy. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
the
mean,
only thing it has for Tinkaton. Just searched it up quick. Just Stomping Tantrum. It could be a Spikes, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it won't. What am I saying? It won't. It's rock typing against Raymon is very good, so I don't think it's gonna be Spikes. All he has to do is take out the Tinkaton, and then he can just IV Cudgel everything else.
Yeah, there you go.
Except maybe
Yeah,
Weezing.
he
I
has
guess
to bring
Weezing
the
is in the way.
Ting-Lu for that Latios, I feel like.
Yeah, Ting-Lu is coming. Raymond's team is It's got a lot of special attacking threats. There's no way
Yeah.
Ting Lu's not coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that thing walls can wall like Terrapagos and Larios and Tornadoes really well.
Yeah.
You
It
probably
honestly
can
feels like I feel like
take like
Scorpion's team. I feel more so what's coming than Raymond's.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or what do you guys think that Raymond's gonna bring?
Well,
I
Lantern.
mean,
There's no way Lantern's not
we all
coming.
know the lantern's coming. Yeah, that's one guarantee.
Terrapagos as well, and Mamoswine. Those
Tinkaton.
three I think are coming definitely.
I see. But if he has to bring Tinkaton, unless he just relies on Weezing to handle Ogerpon, which he could, because with Levitate, Ogerpon can't really hurt Weezing that much.
Yep. And maybe Ogerpon is good to try to kill Tinglu.
Yep.
And also Palafin, yeah, to tank jet punches and deal a lot of damage back. I don't think it won't hit KOs, but it will deal a lot of damage.
But at the same time, it has a very hard time against Zapdos coming in, and if he U-turns, he risks being staticked. So
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it looks really hard to prep against these two teams.
it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. Like, yeah, the my Scorpion game, it was the most prep I poured in. It probably semifinals probably has to do with that, but his team has a lot of. But what if he does this scenarios, right? And unfortunately, I just kind of got it wrong.
Yeah. I didn't have to prep against Cork, but prepping against Raymon, I mean, that Terrapagos forces way too much prep. And also that I mean, I didn't think I was ever going to say this, but Terra Lantern is a really, really good and problematic mon to prep against.
Yeah,
It
for
forced
sure.
me to leave Kilo Water back. Because that thing, if it was Terra Flying, it walled me completely, and I think can actually wall something. I mean, besides the Palafin, can probably take hits from other physical threats on Scorpion side.
For sure. It has. I'm pretty sure it still gets Scald, doesn't it? And Scald is pretty good against Scorpion's team.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
does
Skull
it-
is such a luxury, man.
It is. I'm glad it's like rare now, but it's cool. It's cool that Lantern still has it. Follow up when you said I'm also very happy that Lantern is like actually really good and has a presence. Lantern was part of my first ever team in Hard Gold, so I like Lantern.
Wow.
Lantern's
Yeah,
really
I
cute.
always liked Lantern I think it was one of the first ones, or not one of the first ones, but I know I bred it back in Oras when I was starting up.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like that it's done things. Let me look at this slide. Has it killed anything? It's got
think
4
it got-
kills. Actually, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
For a Lantern, for sure, yeah. It's pulling
Yeah.
it. It's pushing above its weight class in terms of
It
how
has
many
a-
points it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember how much it is. It has a positive differential. That's huge. I mean, and it's come to 7 battles. That's a lot in my books.
Yeah, I might have to try out Lantern one of these days myself.
Yes, me too. Somehow I haven't, even though, despite what I just said, my nostalgic value.
Yeah, it's 6 points, so pretty good. It's right there
6
with
points.
like Lapras and Quillfish.
Ah, yeah. Okay, wow. Okay, that is good.
Yep.
6.
Yeah, I will
How
say
much
though, I
Weezing?
think if we haven't made this already, I mean, the amount of if you guys think that we're overthinking this, you should see what Raymond and Scorpion are probably thinking right now. They're overthinking this even more than we are. Like once you guys see Scorpion's and Raymond's teams, and especially like watching Scorpion's team builder is going to be a treat to like see his mindset and like how he thought into all this stuff. Because I anticipate we're going to see some wild sets that we might not have seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. He could just bring the basic stuff as well. I don't really know.
There might
really
be a
tough.
little bit of basic stuff, but I feel like they're definitely going to go all in with the prep and have some shenanigans go down.
I did
From what
try.
I've seen, yeah, from what I've seen, Scorpion usually brings like more standard stuff, but he needs to take Ray by surprise here. Otherwise, this looks really hard.
I
Oh,
feel like with him, it's like with Scorpion. A lot of the time, like he does bring the standard stuff, but he brings the unique stuff that's just enough that you question whether or not something is going to be standard going in. So I think he does it enough that that is still up in the air. Like the Delphox is what's coming to mind. Just is it specs or is it gonna overheat and roast my guy in one hit, or is it gonna trick something over to me instead? Like I think he has a good balance of the regular sets and the heat fire ones.
Yeah. So usually heat sets are not optimal for all situations. You know, they're really niche in what they're trying to do. So that's another difference between Ray's and Scorp's preparation. So Ray focuses, like he imagines how the matchup is going to be, what's he going to lead, what his opponent is going to lead, what is he going to do in response to what he's doing. He's going to prep accordingly, and he usually gets it right. That's why his niche sets actually work really well, because he thinks about this throughout the whole week, and that's really impressive in my opinion. Scorpion, on the other hand, he looks at the matchup on a vacuum, let's say, and he doesn't think much, not as much as Ray, about what's going to happen in the battle itself. So that's why I think we see more standard stuff coming from Scorp than from Ray.
yeah, I
Yep.
feel like Scorp definitely tries to kind of cover all his bases so that he can kind of have just prepare for whatever he's got, versus Raymond tries to zero in and get down to the minutia of it all.
Yep, that's
But yeah, is
that's
there
perfect.
anything else that we're missing, guys, or should we go and give our final predictions?
I'm not missing anything about the matchup. I think I just wanted to say that I'm super happy that these two guys actually made it to the finals. They deserve it. They played their ass off this season. Especially, I mean, both have played really well. But I'm super proud of them, and I will be happy with whoever actually gets the title.
That
Absolutely.
was very nice thing to say. First seed versus second seed in the season, so yeah, either of them, they both deserve to win here. Obviously.
All right, Al, I forgot to inform you about the at least in the terms of the first two BHDL seasons, the higher seed always wins. Like if you go back and look at seasons 1 and 2, like through all the different brackets, you could just look at whoever's the higher seed, they win. So like the semifinals was top 4, finals was top 2 for both seasons. The only exception was last season when Anna went all the way. Every other match went according to ranks. And then this season, your match in the quarterfinals actually went against that flow as well. But so if we look at that as a predictor, Raymond's definitely favored. But we also have the fact that Scorpion has managed to beat Raymond previously. So we've got it's the history versus the BHDL seeding,
Edition.
which is going to win out. They have the positions, yeah.
Is this
So my prediction here, I'm going to say I want Scorpion to win more than Ray, because Ray already has 2 titles under his belt. I'd like to have another champion to at least have enough people to make a podium. But I actually think Ray is favored because of that Mamos Rind we mentioned, and the fact that probably has put many hours of thought on how this matchup is going to go. So I'm going to give the chance for Raymond, but I want a little more Scorp to win here.
Okay. What are you thinking of?
I'm pretty much thinking almost the same thing. I actually kind of think I like Scorpion's team better. I actually think Scorpion's team is better, but like overall, but into this matchup specifically, I'm gonna pick Raymond to win. Oh, sorry, I am gonna pick Raymond to win, but I want Scorpion to win, but I want Palafin to die.
Yeah, so you want the Palafin to just get just immediately, but then the rest of his team carries on.
Yes, like Zapdos. I like Zapdos a lot. I like Tinglu a lot. I like Delphox a lot. Those things can succeed. Palafin can die.
Oh wow! There you go.
That's me. So I'm cheering for Scorpion, but I obviously am picking Raymond to win because he's won twice already, and I think he will.
I definitely think I'm in agreement with you guys. I think that Raymond has a slight edge here with all the things we said, with the Mamo, with the Lantern, with the Tinkaton. But Scorpion, buddy, this is your chance. This is the opportunity. Comes once in a lifetime. Okay, and so I feel like if he can manage to, I don't know. I think the way he wins is with hazards. Sometimes you got to do it, buddy. And I think if he can get through the Mamo, if he can manage to, I think this is gonna be a game all about positioning and about who can stay in the driver's seat, as Captain B-Nard likes to say. And whoever can do that, now that's going to be a very difficult thing to do because these are two of the best coaches to try to do that and maintain the position. So I think this is going to be a masterclass game. I think this is going to be a game to take notes on for the future for sure. So
absolutely,
with that, we will see you guys in the game. Comes out Saturday. I mean, I think and their time zone's way ahead of ours. So by the time they play, by the time we're waking up Saturday, we should have a game for us to watch.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, their game starts as soon as my shift at work starts. So I have to wait a full day of work before I can see it. But
really, even with the time zone, you gotta go to work early.
They play at 11 a.m. my time, I think. So, and that's exactly
really.
When
I thought that they were playing like early Saturday. Okay, maybe they were thinking like. I guess they're playing like later in the evening their time.
I think they're playing at 2 p.m. their time, which is that's 5 hours more than EST. So it should be like
that should be like 7 hours ahead of you. I mean, I'm saying like that should be like in the morning for you, surely.
7 a.m. for you, I think.
7 a.m., buddy.
7. Wait a minute. If it's 5 hours EST, I'm pretty sure I calc this already. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's either 11 or 7. So either 2 hour difference because I'm 2 hours different than EST. I just
you might have to wait. I don't know if you might not be able to catch Scorpion's game, but you can definitely see Raymond's side.
I will be waiting for the one with commentary.
I don't think Scorpion. I mean, Raymond is recording.
I feel like
he's going to record this.
Yeah,
I feel like
surely Scorpion gets it up within 3 hours. Hopefully, we'll see. If not, you might have to wait a little bit for commentary.
I will, and I will not be waking up early just to. I mean, I could just wake up earlier just to see it.
Why not? The championship. I would wake up 6 a.m. I'll be there.
6 a.m.
I'll be there as well.
Jeez. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. every day to go work.
Yeah, and sometimes I do too, but not this time.
Oh well.
And I don't like it. When I wake up that early, I flip a coin. Either I'm really happy or I'm just not.
I don't know. It's like that sometimes. And with that, folks, I think we'll leave it there. This is going to be probably the last video that we have. I mean, usually we don't have anything afterwards. So just in memoriam, you guys can go back and check out Scorpion's channel and then see what happened in this game. So with that, we will see you guys. I guess, I don't know, maybe there'll be something else on those channels, but most likely the next thing is going to be Season 5, whenever that happens.
Yes, and yeah, I'm excited for that. Yay. I'm already looking at the draft board. Thinking
wow.
about what I want.
Ha, ha. You can catch me in SDA because I need some redemption. Hopefully, anyways. It hasn't been confirmed, but we'll see. All right. Any other thoughts, Biradu?
No, not really. And I hope it's a tax-free game, and we'll see you next season, I guess.
Hey, see you next season, folks. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.